Damn, I'm back to Immortal again. That's just something where I really feel like I deserve it. I just deserve being Immortal, I think. And the cool thing about Dota is that it's so accurate. Like, I had Corona 2 weeks ago. I played, and obviously you would guess that people are worse if they if they are sick than if they're not. So I dropped MMR back to Divine and climbed it up back to Immortal. And I really think I deserve that. And like, usually you can't say that. Like, usually this is always an arrogant thing to say. But in Dota, it's just a proof of work. Like, you've shown that you did whatever you need to do to get there. Like, there's no way to cheat it. Um, Unless you're like super lucky and you get like 10 wins in a row because somebody smurfed you up or whatever. And you got together with him and queued with him. But then you're not gonna stay there for long, so people who are at like whatever rank you are, um, it's just an expression of where you are, and it's a really accurate one, and it always motivates me, man. When I backdrop to Divine, I'm like, nope, I just don't like that. I don't like that anymore. I wanna get out there, and my big goal is to get into the rank numbers in EU for once, and just to have a number there. That would be crazy. And the cool thing is I have time. Like, it's rather late now, but I just wanted to play the game because I knew that it's one more and there's just a chance of getting it. And mid game, it was really even. And I realized I don't actually care too much about the medal, man. Like, if I don't get it, let me just play tomorrow again. Like, let me play again. Let me enjoy the game again tomorrow. And I think this openness and this just tingling sensation of joy when playing Dota. I just want to keep that. I want to keep having access to that. It's such a dopamine kick, man. It's like going to the gym maybe comes close, or it's I don't even think so. But there are a few things in life that I really like to do, and Dota is definitely one of that. Like playing Dota, it just pushes my buttons, man. It's so nice. It's such a cool feeling. The movements, the character interactions, the strategy, the teammates grieving, and like all the ups and downs in the game. So beautiful. It's just such a piece of art, and I'm so happy to be part of that. And I'm happy to be back at Immortal. It just feels right. It feels right. It feels like now we can improve on that. By the way, if you wondered what Immortal is, it's 5k and 630 MMR. This is Immortal right now. It used to be low, and yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Like, MMR inflation is a real thing. It's gonna be interesting. It's just so much fun, and then watching people who are actually like 10 times better, and just see what they do and see how they interact with the map and what their movements are like and what you can learn and how you can improve. And yeah, but a big part also for me is the freedom to play, like not feeling under pressure, that you're like not feeling external pressure, like, oh, you should perform, or oh, what do people think if I drop to that rank or whatever. It's the freedom to just fully enjoy the experience of learning. I think if you put yourself into too much stress, or if you let external how do you say, like, expectations gets too close to you, whatever you do, you're gonna perform less, and you're gonna decline and actually fulfill people's judgments and suspicions, or like wishes. So if you have a joy of doing something, and if you realize every time you do it, it just brings you fulfillment in some weird sense, because Dota, I mean, it's a video game, so how deep can it be? But for me, it really strikes the buttons, and it's wrong, or I'm hesitant to say that it brings me peace, because it doesn't really. Like, am I a more peaceful person after playing Dota? It depends on the match, definitely. But there's some potential of energy in me, that gets completely satisfied. That just gets completely satisfied with Dota, and I love myself, or I love seeing myself having that rush, I love seeing myself being able to do things and being able to breach new limits and experience things and having fun on the Dota. And whenever I look back at this channel, I always I always smile and on like the games and what happy times I had. So this is a diary for me. This is just me like dedicating this small experience to Dota and to my history and like connecting it a little bit. And hopefully I can bring in more philosophy and um, more interesting mental topics and speak about it and maybe like collaborate with different people who are interested in stuff like that and coach people. I love to coach people. It's so much fun to see them improve, to discuss theories, and I learned so much myself by just teaching. This is such a lovely experience, and it really like it gives you this feel. And I know this sounds like super cheesy or whatever, but it gives you the feel of being part of a community and actually delivering a service that seems necessary for the other person and that actually brings them value. And it makes me feel like yeah, important and recognized and valued for the work that I did, of course, just in Dota. But it's difficult to put limits on that. Like, it's not that easy to say, well, this is just a video game. And once you stop playing it, you're not going to be happy anymore. You're not thinking about it. So many people tell me, well, if you turn off the screen, basically everything you've reached is gone. And I completely disagree with that. It's like saying, well, once you went to the gym, basically all the work is left behind, or as if this would be like a closed space. And I think that it brings so many interesting things back to life. It brings so many interesting techniques and worldviews and experiences and memories, and so many great things are connected to Dota for me. And it's a community, it's people that I like to see, and I'm happy if I open the game. I'm happy if I close the game, most of the times, independent of the outcome, because it's just such a nice journey. I really enjoy Dota. I hope that more people can see the same way. Like in the last game I played, or a couple games ago, I played Invoker, and this Tusk, he just won the game. And so I comment him, and he comments me, and it's like, nice. We Dota players, we should be happy to meet each other. Like, there's something we have in common. We all meet together for the same thing. Like, imagine you would be playing, I don't know, or like you would collecting something. As soon as you meet somebody who's collecting the same thing, you're like, oh, that's so cool. Let's talk about it. Let's like exchange things. And what did you experience? How do you see things? How can I benefit from that? What's your journey? What brought you here? What kind of person are you? Isn't it nice that we see each other? And we kind of forget in this haste of battling with each other, we kind of forget that we're all enjoying the same thing and that there's something in common in us that brings us here. And the people, like you playing with people on your rank, so they have a similar journey, they have a similar view on how Dota has to be played, and that should be something that puts people together instead of like making them tilt all day. And of course it's really difficult because like if two people play chess, then one loses and the other one wins, and it's always like there's a discrepancy, or it's a difficult thing to do. But if you have that openness, oftentimes when I lose a game or lose a laning stage especially, and that makes me lose the game, I ask the other guy to teach me that laning stage again. And I don't know, 3 out of 10 times the other person actually comes into a 1v1 and we redo the same experiment. And there's so much learned from that and so much joy that like suddenly you make an equal guy, you make him your teacher, and from that you learn, and from this learning process you grow. And if that's done in a nice way, then you just make my day. This is just beautiful. It's so nice. It's such a lovely game. And I know that many people are like complaining, oh, the patch is this and that, and sure. It's not perfect by any means, but it's a wonderful game, and it's a wonderful process, and it's just a self-meditation and a process to understand yourself better, in my opinion. There's such a healing, clinical drive to it. It's really quite something. I really enjoy that. I really, really enjoy that. It's so much fun. Damn. Damn, damn, damn. Isn't it? Huh? Tell me it isn't. Great, great. I'm gonna sleep now because it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I played too much Dota. But yeah, I'm looking forward to go to the gym tomorrow, play some music, study, and play some Dota. That's my life right now, and I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. Thank you. I hope you have a great time. I hope your life turns out better for you than you would have wished it for yourself. Have a great night.